Let's go through the English A Paper 1 for the exam season May to June 2019. Questions 1 to 5. Each sentence in this section has one underlined word or phrase. Choose from the four suggested answers the word or phrase which is closest to opposite in meaning to the underlined word or phrase. So we're looking for opposites. Number 1, we found her appreciative of the help that we had given her on this matter. So, when you're appreciative of something, you're grateful for it. So, the opposite of this is ungrateful, which is C. Let's move on to number 2. Their actions showed that they were firm in their rejection of the new law, and the underlined words are their rejection. Now, when you reject something, you refuse it. The opposite of that is to accept. So we're looking at C, acceptance. Number 3, constructive criticism is neither appreciated nor encouraged by some of our peers. And constructive means helpful. The opposite of that, and also positive. The opposite of that is unhelpful or negative. So that is B. Number 4. They always displayed a lackadaisical approach to their studies, so no one was surprised at their result. Lackadaisical means lazy or unenthusiastic. The opposite of that is keen. A. Number 5. As a result of the available evidence, the accused was apprehended and no further action was taken. To apprehend means to capture, or in the case of a criminal, to arrest. The opposite of that is to release. So it's B, released. Question 6 to 10. Each sentence has either one or two words missing. Choose from the four options the word or pair of words which best completes the meaning of the sentence. Number 6. After 2 years of probation, he was blank in the job because his employer found him to be an blank worker. And the answer is C. He was confirmed in the job because his employer found him to be an industrious worker. Guys, for these ones, just plug them in, read them in the sentences, and see if they make sense. For instance, D wouldn't make sense. He was employed in the job because his employer found him to be an unskilled worker. Let's move on to 7. When parents display a blank for one child, the others are likely to feel blank. And the answer is D. When parents display a preference for one child, of course, the others are likely to feel jealous. And this one's a repeat from 2016. Number 8, blank people are likely to be afraid to take risks in life. This one's pretty straightforward. It's cautious people. They are likely to be afraid to take risks in life. So the answer is C for that one. Number 9, the journalists were impressed by the blank of the statesman whose speeches had a profound blank on all who heard them. And the answer is B, eloquence and effect. So they were impressed by the statesman eloquence, the eloquence of his speech. It was fluent and persuasive, maybe, and it had an effect on everybody who listened to him. Right? So that's B. Number 10. Are you trying to blank that all along he knew of the plot to oust the committee? And the answer is insinuate. To insinuate is to suggest or hint something in an indirect way. Questions 11 to 15. Each sentence in this section is followed by four sentences A, B, C, and D. Choose the sentence nearest in meaning to the original sentence. And it's best for you to read all four sentences before you make your choice. Number 11. Much is being done to develop tourism in our country by providing good hotel accommodation and facilities. A. It is important to provide a good hotel accommodation and facilities for tourists. B. Good hotel accommodation and facilities are crucial if we want to develop tourism. C. We're doing a great deal to boost tourism by providing good hotel accommodation and facilities. D. If we do not provide good hotel accommodation and facilities, tourists will not come to our country. And the one that captures the essence of the original sentence is C. We are doing a great deal to boost tourism by providing good hotel accommodation and facilities. Number 12. So engrossed was he in his task that he did not hear his sister enter the room. A. His task was so difficult that he did not observe his sister's entry. They did not say anything about the task being difficult. B. He did not hear his sister enter the room because of the job he was doing. C. His sister's entry did not attract his attention because he was enjoying what he was doing. Nothing was said about him enjoying what he was doing either. D. He was so preoccupied with what he was doing that he was unaware of his sister's entry. And the answer is D. Preoccupied there means absorbed in or engrossed. Okay. Number 13. John told his parents in no uncertain terms that he was going to university as soon as he left school. A. John boasted to his parents that he was going to university as soon as he left school. B. John told his parents that they should permit him to go to university after he left school. C. John made it quite clear to his parents that when he left school, he would go to university immediately. D. John's parents were told that it was obviously his desire to attend university immediately after school, after leaving school. And the answer to that is C. John made it quite clear to his parents, and that's exactly what in no uncertain terms mean. It means something that's stated forcefully and clearly. Number 14, the bright colors of the birds distinguished it from the others flying across the pale sky. A. The bright colors of the bird contrasted with the pale sky while it was flying. B. The pale sky made the birds noticeable while flying as they had bright colors. C. The pale sky made the birds distinguished, particularly the one with the bright colors. D. The bright colors against the pale sky made the birds stand out among those flying by. The answer is D. The bright colors against the pale sky made the birds stand out among those flying. And C, you might be tempted to put C. The difference is that in D, it's the bright colors that distinguish them. And that's what comes out in the original. In C, it is saying that it's a pale sky that made the birds distinguish. So therefore we go for D. Number 15. I cannot understand why you have done this since you tell me that Mark means a lot to you. A. Since Mark means a lot to you, the reason for your action is puzzling to me. B. Since you tell me that Mark means a lot to you, he cannot understand why you have done this. That's clearly not right because it isn't Mark who can't understand, it's the person who's speaking. C, you tell me that although Mark means a lot to you, you did this. D, Mark cannot mean a lot to you, or else I know you would not have done this. The answer to number 15 is A. Since Mark means a lot to you, the reason for your action is puzzling to me. Question 16 to 20. Some of the following sentences are unacceptable because of inappropriate grammar, idiom, or vocabulary. Some sentences are acceptable as they stand. Select the one underlined part that you feel is inappropriate and choose the corresponding letter A, B, or C. If a sentence is acceptable as it stands, choose D. 16. We could reach survivors neither by boat or by plane, and so we abandoned our search as futile. And the answer is B. Neither goes with nor. So neither by boat nor by plane. If it was either, then we use or. Either or. Number 17, I believe that if his attitude improves, his general performance will also improve. And the answer is D. That's perfectly fine. 18, she was not feeling well at the beginning of the journey, and sitting at the front of the car made her feel worse. Again, there's no error there, so we'll choose D. 19. Overcome by fear, I ran past my home without realizing that I had done so. Now, this is a matter of choosing the wrong homophone. The word we need is past, spelled Past. Number 20. The better of the two athletes claim never to have used the dangerous drug found in his possession. The dangerous drugs found in his possession. And the answer is B. It should be claimed. The better of the two athletes claimed never have used the dangerous drugs. Questions 21 to 25. Each of the sentences in this section has one underlined word. Choose from the four options the word which is nearest in meaning to the underlined word. 21. It was impossible to rectify the error made by the computer since inaccurate information had been fed into it. And the underlined word is rectify. Which of these words mean the same or nearly the same as rectify? Alter, A. Erase, B. Correct, C. Or determined, D. And the answer is correct. It was impossible to correct the error made by the computer. 22. The bank teller indicated that our account was dormant, and we're looking for a word similar in meaning to dormant, and the answer is inactive. A. 23. The news story revealed the squalor of the old prison cells. Which word is close in meaning to squalor? A. Security, B. Strength, C. Ambiance, or D. Filthiness? And the answer is D. Filthiness. 24. A citizen is expected to show complete allegiance to his native land. What's a word similar in meaning to allegiance? Is it A. Loyalty, B. Respect, C. Homage, or D. Obedience? And the answer is loyalty. 25. For the first time in a decade, the company disclosed a deficit in its account. And we're looking for words similar in meaning to deficit. And the answer is D, shortfall. The first text in our comprehension section is a poem called Taste of Endless Fruit. When a single kite is left in the evening sky and I stand black against its saffron, pulling in the night covers with a single thread, I think of you. When chickens search the warmth of a hen's wings, When bats break a calm lake like scissors on a warm fabric, where a lone fisherman waits, alone on the hill, I think of you. Number 26. There's a single kite left in the sky, most likely because A, it is late, B, the lone fisherman waits, C, night covers have descended, or D, the other kite flies are asleep. The answer to that is A, it is late. Number 27. What aspect of the sky does a poet focus on? Is it the size, the shape, the color, or the distance? The answer to that is color. And we find that in line 4, where it says black against its saffron. Saffron is a spice, and the color is a bit of an orangey red. Okay, it's comparing the sky to that. Okay, number 28. Of whom is the poet most likely thinking of in the poem? Is it A, an artist at work, B, an enemy in hiding, C, a lonely old man, or D, someone he or she loves? The answer is D, someone he or she loves. We see that in the repetition of I think of you. Number 29. When bats break a calm lake like scissors on a warm fabric is an example of A, simile, B, assonance, C, onomatopoeia, or D, personification. The answer is A, it's a simile. We see the lake, the bats breaking the calm lake, being compared to scissors on a warm fabric using the word like. Okay, number 30. The poet speaks of each of the following except A, a kite that is flying, B, a lone fisherman waiting, C, bats breaking warm fabric, or D, the hen's wings that are warm. The answer is C, bats breaking warm fabric. It actually said that the bats were breaking the calm lake like scissors on a warm fabric. So it wasn't breaking the fabric, it was breaking the lake, a bit like scissors on a warm fabric. Number 31. Which of the following literary devices is used in line 4? Let's see what line 4 says. Right, let's start from line 3. I stand black against its saffron. Is it contrast, metaphor, hyperbole, or assonance? And the answer is A, contrast. We see the black being contrasted with the orangey red of the saffron, which is a dark against a light. Number 32. The poet's intention is to A, describe nature, B, describe the sunset, C, tell us of the lone fisherman, or D, tell someone he or she is missing him or her. And the answer is D. Number 33. Which word best describes the poet's tone? Is it bitter, serious, regretful, or nostalgic? And the answer is D, nostalgic. Questions 34 to 41 will be based on the following passage. She had always been a small woman, short, light boned, delicately structured. But now, under the white hospital sheet, she was becoming tiny. I thought of a doll with huge, fierce eyes. There had always been a fierceness in her. It showed in that angry, challenging thrust of the chin when she issued an opinion, and a great one she had always been for issuing opinions. I tell people exactly what's on my mind, she had been fond of boasting. I tell them what I think, whether they like it or not. Often they had not liked it. She could be sarcastic to people in whom she detected evidence of the ignoramus or the fool. It's not always a good policy to tell people exactly what's on your mind, I used to caution her. If they don't like it, that's too bad. Was her customary reply, because that's the way I am. And so she was, a formidable woman, determined to speak her mind, determined to bend those who opposed her. In that time when I had known her best, my mother had hurled herself at life with chin thrust forward, eyes blazing, and an energy that made her seem always on the run. She ran after squawking chickens, a knife in hand, determined on the beheading that would put dinner in the pot. She ran when she made the beds, ran when she set the table. One Thanksgiving, she burnt herself badly when, running up from the cellar oven with the ceremonial turkey, she tripped on the stairs and tumbled back down, ending on the bottom in debris of kiblets, hot gravy, and battered turkey. Life was combat, and victory was not for the lazy, the timid, the slug-a-bed, the drugstore cowboy, the mushmouth afraid to tell people exactly what was on their mind, whether people liked it or not. She ran, but now her running was over. Question 34. The mother's thrust of the chin is done in A. Fear, B. Hatred, C. Defiance, or D. Contemplation. And the answer is C. Defiance. 35. The son cautioned his mother about telling people exactly what she thought because he, A, was affronted by her arrogance, B, thought others would be offended. C, found her behavior aggressive. D, was upset that she would not change. And the answer is B, thought others would be offended. Number 36. Why does the writer choose the expression a formidable woman to describe the mother? A, he is intimidated by her. B, her words often provoke anger. C, the difference in style shows the constancy of her character. D, he emphasizes her strength, which he finds admirable. And the answer is D. He emphasizes her strength, which he finds admirable. 37. What does in that time when I had known her best says about the mother son relationship? A. They had grown apart. B. They admired each other. C. They had always had a close relationship. Or D. The son had forgotten things about his mother. The answer is A. They had grown apart. 38. What literary device is used in lines 14 to 15? My mother had hurled herself at life. Is it A, irony, B, imagery, C, repetition, or D, onomatopoeia? And the answer is B, imagery. Number 39. The behaviors the mother finds contemptible include 1. Timidity, 2. Laziness, 3. Cowardice. Is it 1 and 2 only? That's timidity and laziness. B, 1 and 3 only, timidity and cowardice. C, 2 and 3 only, laziness and cowardice. Or D, all of the above. And the answer is all of the above, D. Number 40. The incident at Thanksgiving shows the mother's own attitude to be one of A. Hastiness, B. Aggression, C. Impudence, or D. Determination. And the answer is A. It's hastiness. Number 41. The final sentence of the extract implies that the mother has A. become lazy and sleepy, B. lost her physical strength, C. hurt her leg in the hospital, D. Died leaving the sun to reminisce. And the answer is B. She had lost her physical strength. Questions 42 to 47 will be based off the following passage. At one time, if you wanted a picture, you had to paint or draw it. Tourists took sketch pads, not cameras on vacations. Cameras are a lot quicker and easier to use. Have you ever wondered how they came to be? The first camera was used in the 16th century and was so large that the artist sat right inside it. The huge camera obscura, as it was called, was a clumsy instrument. It worked on the same principles as our camera today. A tiny hole in one wall admitted light. On the opposite wall, an image was projected upside down. The artist would sit inside the camera and trace the image until the picture was done. In the 1800s, a demand for quick and inexpensive portraits led to the improvement of this camera. Many inventors contributed to the improvement of the image and the camera itself. In the 1700s, the German physicist Johann Scholze discovered that an image can be made by exposing silver salts to light. The problem was that the image did not last. The first permanent image was obtained by Joseph Nicephore Niepce, a French physicist. He exposed metal plate to light, then engraved the image onto the plate. The earliest actual photograph still in existence was made in this way in 1826. It is a view from Niepce's room, and it took 8 hours to expose. A partner of Niepce, Louis J. M. Daguerre, invented the first practical photographic process, exposing a silver plate to light. He made an image that did not have to be engraved. Instead, he created the image by using chemicals. After his invention was announced in 1839, modern photography took off. The camera has come a long way from its beginnings. It is now possible for anyone to use a camera and get good clear photographs. The inventions, the inventions that made this possible are the result of many different minds working on the problem. First to get the image, then to make the image permanent, and finally to make the process practical. Next time you see a snapshot, remember the achievement of those early artists and inventors. Question 42. The passage is primarily based on A. Facts, B. Opinions, C. Statistics, or D. Inferences. And the answer is A. Facts. 43. The word principles in line 6 means the same as A. Leaders, B. Instruments, C. Moral standards, or D. Laws and precepts. Now, they were talking about the principles that the camera worked on. It worked on the same principles as our modern day camera. So, in that context, it's D, laws and precepts. Number 44. The writer uses an exclamation mark at the end of paragraph 3 in order to A. Scare the reader, B. Create an effect of shock, C. Command the reader's attention, D. Dispel any doubt in the reader's mind. And the context it was used in, let's see, it took 18 hours to expose! Exclamation mark, talking about the exposure time of cameras in the past. So in that case, it's B, to create an effect of shock. Number 45. The events of the passage are recorded in A, logical order, B, the future tense, C, an illogical order, D, the present tense. And the answer is A logical order. And that is arranging the writing in a way that actually makes sense. Number 46. According to the writer, modern photography took off when Daguerre was introduced to Niepce. B. Niepce's photograph was made public. C. Daguerre made his discovery by using chemicals. Or D. Skulls made his discovery by using silver salts. And the answer is C. Daguerre made his discovery by using chemicals. Number 47. Which of the following is most suitable title for this passage? Is it A, artists and their inventions, B, the invention of the camera, C, the importance of photographs, or D, the camera and its development? And the answer is D, the camera and its development. This next passage is a letter, and questions 48 to 55 are based on it. This is an open request to find who is the brain behind traffic management in Paolo. Does anybody know? I have tried traffic branch, not them. Highways, not them. Planning and development, not them. In fact, nobody wants to take responsibility for certain decisions and the mess that results. For example, Mission Road was made one way north to south. Great idea. It worked. No traffic jams. In fact, many people were charged for going the wrong way up a one-way street. Then suddenly it's back to two-way traffic for so. Same is true of Stoke Street. Somebody changed the stop sign at the corner for a few weeks, then they changed it back. Nobody knows why. But the best is Celestial Road in St. John, which is Wrecker Heaven. Somebody made this road, which apart from Broadway is the widest street in Paolo, a no parking street either side, anytime. And the wrecker is profiting from this. There are four major office buildings on this road, all of which provide underground parking for staff. So some, usually the lower paid, have to park elsewhere. And these are the persons whose cars the wrecker is taking away all day, every day. Again, the small man suffers. Oh, there's an exception. If you have a Canadian High Commission sticker, you can park and the wrecker will not touch you. Diplomatic car. Maybe we could all become diplomats. Then again, the two narrowest streets in Paola allow parking. Try Delino Street off Abbey Lane. You can hardly pass. Who is the brain behind this mess? It seems no, the more cars we put on the road, the less parking somebody wants to allow. Who is this brain? No doubt a small man with a big car who has no name. Question 48. The writer's use of the word brain is meant to A. Make fun of the decisions, B. Exaggerate the traffic problems, C. Create a comparison of streets, or D. Compliment those responsible. The answer is A. Make fun of the decisions. It's very sarcastic. 49. When the writer repeats not them in paragraph 1, he implies that A. He is choosing someone to complain to, B. No one knows who is in charge of the traffic management, C. No one wants to accept responsibility for the traffic situation, or D. He is searching diligently for the person in charge of traffic. The answer is C. No one wants to accept responsibility for the traffic situation. Question 50. Stoke Street, Celestial Road, Angelino Street can best be considered as A, assigned parking places for diplomats, B, examples to support the writer's case, C, prohibited streets for all drivers, or D, streets that attract a lot of attention. The answer is B, examples to support the writer's case. 51. The writer's tone can be described as A, puzzled, B, resigned, C, sarcastic, or D, complimentary. And we saw a lot of sarcasm throughout the writing, so it's C, sarcastic. 52. The last sentence of the letter is similar to paragraph 5 because both of them A mention cars, B express disgust, C are complimentary, or D contain rhetorical questions. The answer is B, express disgust. 53. The letter was most likely published in A newspaper, B press release, C tourist brochure, or D school magazine. The answer is A newspaper. 54. The author of this passage is most likely A motorist, B pedestrian, C traffic warden, or D government official. The answer is A motorist. 55. Again, the small man suffers implies that the small man is often A ignored, B disadvantaged, C the one who is wrong, or D discriminated against. The answer is B, disadvantaged. The last few questions are based on an advertisement. I'm not going to go through this, guys, so I'm going to ask you at this time to pause the video and study it and then get back to the questions. Question 56. According to the information provided, the main theme of the symposium is A. Youth, B. Drug abuse, C. Adolescent health, or D. Sexually transmitted disease. And the answer is C. Adolescent health. 57. Which of the following group is not a sponsor of the symposium? Is it A, Ministry of Youth, B, Ministry of Health, C, Conference of Churches, or D, National Council on Drug Abuse? And the answer is B, Ministry of Health. 58. Which of the following words can best replace symposium in the advert? A. Exhibition, B. Conference, C. Discussion, or D. Conversation. And the answer is B. Conference. 59. How can those who want to participate register for the event? A. Call the Ministry of Youth and speak to Yvonne Dalton. B. Contact Yvonne Dalton and call the Ministry of Education. C. Telephone the Ministry of Youth and the Ministry of Education. D. Complete a registration form and return it to the Ministry of Health. And the answer is A. Call the Ministry of Youth and speak to Yvonne Dalton. 60. All of the following groups are specifically invited to attend except A. Young youth groups, B. Members of the public, C. Parents of young people, D. Doctors, nurses, and other health professionals. And the answer is C. Parents of young people. I hope this video has been helpful, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you'll be notified of future videos.